viewers, welcome to your program Development Zone, where we celebrate achievers, unveil the core potential of our dear nation, and also celebrate those that have contributed immensely to the growth of our country. Today on the program, we'll be talking real estate and entertainment industry, and our guest today is person of Mr. Abdulganiu Suleiman, the founder and CEO of Abma Group of Companies. If you're hearing his view about how he has contributed immensely to the housing sector and also the entertainment industry, and also how to make it a better one for every night out there, sit back, relax. I'll be right back.
The joining to Abma piping system has pretty been a rough road and a big of experience. So Abma Group of Companies is a company that we established in the year 2009, but fully operational in 2010. The company was opened in the UAE, United Arab Emirates, and the company was focused on the mechanical installations. So Abma started in 2010 with full operations, and over time the Abma Group of Companies has provided subsidiaries company, by which Log Apartment is part of them, Logging Records, and so forth and so on. Log Apartment as a company has tried to see if low-cost housing can be achievable, but in this type of part of the world or this type of economy that we run, it's going to be difficult because we are in an importational-based economy. We don't produce, we don't fabricate, we just want to relax and call the dollar guy to send a dollar or to change the dollar from naira so that you can get things in. So the low cost of housing is, for now, is unforeseen until the curve is being turned around, by which government encouraged we local developer to produce more, extract more in our land, fabricate, produce, and use what we want to consume for ourselves, by ourselves, taking from here, not bringing in all over from far places. So with this, when you look at the dollar conversion, for a developer to get an iron, to get as cheap as sometimes even the stones. Yeah, the stones are here, but literally, is the stone ours? The stones are not ours because local Nigerians are not given the opportunity or the license to mine. And if you were given the license to mine, you'll be frustrated in the whole line. And sometimes, if you see the numbers of Nigerians that owned the quarry, they are 0 to none. It's owned by the Chinese and the Indians, and I don't know what they do differently in our soil to be giving those license. So they import dynamite. The dynamite is not produced here in this country. We don't have the raw material to produce dynamite. The dynamite will be shipped from abroad down here. The cost of shipping dynamite is, everything ends up on the developer's head, because you cannot build without stones. You cannot be without chippings, granites, you know what I mean, if you're familiar with construction. So the whole cost burden comes back to the developer, and the developer has no choice than to transfer those overburden costs to the end user. So that's why you see the cost of living always going high and high and high over time, every day. So government has a fatal role or a key role to play in this low-cost housing system. It goes a saying by a former president of the United States of America, when he says the bitterness and the bitterness of using poor material comes long after the sweetness has been forgotten. In this case, he was simply saying, for a professional to even, in the first place, go and get a substantial material for a construction project, It's a time bomb ticking. So if you are a professional and before you leave your professionalism in whatever base, you have taken the oath of safety. An oath of safety is what we abide by in this system, because what you are providing for, you are providing a comfort for the next generation. So, and when you create a time bomb for the next generation, you are either you are around or not, the bad will of what you did will always live with you. Either the government come up with you or nature just caught up with you in some sort of. Now, when it comes to the poor quality materials in construction in the market, over time our experience has been most of those inadequate inferior materials, I don't really, is basically, from my experience, is on the what we call plaster of Paris. That's the POP. It's been imported mostly from Turkey by by our brothers here that does the business. So sometimes when you feel you are buying materials from them, sometimes another person will tell you this POP material you bought from this particular person is inferior because it doesn't get set when it should set, because there is a particular timeline. When you mix the chemical, it should be ready. But some take longer time, and most times you hear this POP you bought is fake or that. But I've not seen fake iron. I've not seen fake tires. But you use it inadequately. It's inadequate. That is why the professionalism is key. Where you are supposed to use Y16 just because you're an engineer or you're professional or the contractor, you want to save some money for yourself, you reduce the iron from 16 to 12. And you are carrying a load that needs 16 iron. What do you think, how do you think it will suffice? It will not. So it's not a poor quality material. This is an inadequate material situation. When the material that is specified by the civil engineer, to be used for a particular load was subdued or subused by the engineer you have on the site or the contractor or wherever, it's bound to happen. And when you're expected to use a load where it has over 24, 25 load of iron, maybe on the rings, you are supposed to use 3 iron 16 up, 3 iron 16 down, just because you feel, man, it's going up already, or it's not taking a lot of load. They just use iron 12 and iron 10 in this part. You've basically reduced the strength of the iron, and by so doing, you have reduced the integrity of the house. So most times, and when you talk about inferior material, if we were producing it here in Aba or in Kaduna or in Kwara, my state where I'm from, then I can say, okay, some of us have found a way to reduce the quality of this thing just because, but we are not producing it here, we are still importing. So are you telling me the Chinese man are doing inferior products, or you are telling me the Spanish, because in a house today, you live and die as a foreigner? If you don't understand what I'm saying, let me break it down further. The tiles you use, if it's not Italian tiles, it's Spanish tiles. The blocks and the cement being used, the blocks was processed by an Indian or a Chinese person that owns a quarry. So you went to the Chinese man to buy, or you went to an Indian man to buy your stones to build the house. Talk about even the POP that we are talking about is from Turkey. There's nothing that is in a house that you live today, there's nothing that is being extracted in our soil to a finished product. Nothing. And that's why I can say log apartment comes in, because if you go to most of our property, we try to limit as much as we can on whatever we're importing. I think what we still agree to import is because we don't have a solution to use is the tiling and the block works. But when it comes to most of our finishings, yeah, though it's not extracted here, but at least it's fabricated here. We source for our wood locally from local people, put it together and make it look beautiful for a luxurious finishing. So when it comes to inferior, man, I don't think there's inferior material. It's just amateur engineers and amateur workmen. What we have tried in the real estate sector in the FCT over time is to see the need on how to make house more accessible for a common man, because the housing thing has become something that is mind-boggling. So over time, we've tried to see on how we can get a substantial. We don't have loan system in this country. We don't have the mortgage system. From our own part, we try to hold a longer payment plan for our clients, and we try to bring the prices down as much as we can, even though the areas that our properties are very, very good areas that are profitable in real estate, but we still try to sell low-cost housing. As a developer, you can't do everything alone. You need the government input, and if the government are not giving you listening ear, there's so much little you can do. You can just provide for anybody that comes in your system on how it can be profitable for the person or beneficial to the person, than affecting the general public. Log in a sense is wood. In a literally sense, or in a literally meaning, is log is wood. So when we started log apartments, we were trying to use wooden finishing for our property. So our first initiative was to get the local women, the baggies, because the idea came when me and my partner was going around checking something, and we're seeing these Gwari people with the woods and lovely, fine woods that you can transform for constructional purposes. It's been burnt and just burn it up and all that. So we had to go around the Gwari communities, talk to them, make sure these woods that they source for to burn as firewood to cook was monetized for them. So I think that was when we did really touch the locals in our own way. Housing deficit has been there for over generational time, but a government of a particular time that wants to eradicate the housing deficit can, if it's willing. Now, if the government of today is willing to end or eradicate housing deficit, it's so simple. It's so simple, and let me tell you, there's nothing you can do without a developer. There's nothing a government can do without a developer. And there's nothing the society can do without a developer, because over time and my experience, travel for a bit, government does not get involved in developing a nation. They know, all of them knows. If you are traveling to whatever they call so-called abroad, once you are in the skyline of that particular abroad nation, you don't see what do you see? You don't see policies. You don't see government. What you see is superstructure. That's the first thing you see. You see superstructure, you see mega structure, you see substructure. Superstructure means in the skyline, you'll be seeing a skyscraper that is high as you. You will be seeing lights, you see infrastructure, you see development. You don't know who is the president. But our own place here, before you must want to know who is the president. Nobody cares who is the president. What we are seeing is development. So how can you develop without a developer? How can you make a developed nation? All these people have series of developers sitting and making plans with the government, opening up phases by phases of the landscape. But we sit here with the ministry of somebody, will sit in his backyard there, all of us will gather in one local government, in one locality, and concentrate nuisance and collapse the city. And in our lifetime, we never got to see what we are experiencing, what they travel to see. But we can do it here. I know how many of my friends, my colleagues that are professor in architecture in this country and went to school in this country. Are you telling me their certificate is wasted? Civil engineers that have given mega structure plans, schooled in all our professional schools here, all our science universities, schooled here, they've never stepped out. But if you see what these guys are doing, but I don't think the government even know if they even exist. So once you have brains that can change the face, so already I can't even tell you this is what government, because government is not even giving in listening ear. When you want to talk about the mortgage, government has no mortgage. The banks do not give mortgage because the economy does not allow for that. So the housing deficit is, I don't think we are even heading to anywhere. But there will have to be a discussion with the government. We have to sit with the governments and tell them the plans. And if you are sitting with the government today, the government will come, will give the government two conditions. The banks, the financial institution must be involved. If the financial institution is not flexible enough for the mortgage plan for people here, they will scrap it and we have our own banking system that allows that. And we discourage most of this importation thing and start extraction here. There are many things we can do. It's not about giving handouts, bringing money. No. This can recreate jobs, thousands, millions of jobs, open up new areas. Log apartment, we use wood for our wooden materials or wooden stuff for our finishing. And if you see our exteriors, it's always wooden finish. And the idea of the wooden finishing is we look at the contemporary housing system we have today. If you go out today, if you don't see a finishing that has serious marble finishing, you see a house that has screeding, painting, or some too shiny. And all these are not eco-friendly environmental materials. And we came and said, okay, we are tired of seeing there's no light here. And at the end of the day, I've had tiles, I use earthly, what is not earthly in my exterior work, provide more heat for me in my inner space. What can we do to cut that? So we came up with the idea of log apartments. If you see our exteriors are mostly finished with wooden, so that when the sun is hitting you, the wood absorbs it and makes it cool inside another way. That's number one. Number two, we makes your work look like gives you an European feel an European mix we do, and the European feel mixed with the contemporary design. If you see the window, you have a French windows that are big for airy spaces, but then you see maybe our wash hand basin, the base is based with wooden, the top is ceramic. So we try to cut across the general, not making it no. Once you come to log apartments, the log apartments is unique because if you see our flooring, imitation of wood, sometimes we use floors for wooden alone that makes everywhere just cozy. So, and when you talk about what we've done differently again is about the empowerment and the employment we have given the Gwari people today in this city. We have made them multimillionaires. Some of people will just go to the bush, cut a heavy tree down, but sometimes economically, we say economically friendly, so we try to replace the wood wood that we cut down at least for environmental sake, the green environment. It's not that we just cut it down, neglect. No, there's a program we do yearly that we try to plant as much as 1,000 trees every year, so we can really still keep our our green environment. And call us and say, I have those size, also this for this, for good for this kind of furniture. So sometimes we process them to furniture. Log apartment, we have log furniture. So most times, if we don't use it for our exteriors, we use it in our internal furnitures. So it is endless when it comes to the opportunity of log apartments. Log apartments, in 5 years from now, inshallah, if the system is still the way we are, at least we open 2 estates almost every year. So we've been around since 2000, late 2000. Log apartments been around. Abma has been around since 2010. So, but log apartment as the real estate firm came in existence 2019, operational 2020 during COVID actively. But since then, as of today, we have about 1 completed estate people are living in. Second one is at 75-80% completed. They are tiling now and POP, the doors installation. Our third project is at 45-50% completed as of today. So in 3 years of functionality, we have 3 estates. So at least in the next 5 years, I think we are looking at expanding to like 5 or 6 more places. ABMA, for now, if we want to go back to operation, ABMA will be looking at working with the NNPC because it's mostly for mechanicals, chunky mechanical products, taking gas plants from one state to another, taking water oil from one state to another, or you want to open a new community and you want to get water to that place. We know how to do that best. With no stress, that's why we've been around for a while. We can get water to any community at no time, no matter what distance, sufficiently. The record has been around since 2 to 3 years too. Our first artist we signed, BOJ. I don't know whether you know him, the guy that Davido saw and picked interest in. He was our first artist. Our second artist is Rave, presently with us, and our third artist is Wonder Boy, presently with us. Both of them are doing well. All of them are doing well. So we have, as of today, we have 2 official sign artists and 1 unofficial sign artist, which is the Chase. But the Rave and Wonder Boy is still with the record label. Just at 45%. The music attention in Abuja is very, 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 very low. But the talent in Abuja, Udumodu is from Abuja. Bloody Civilian came out from Abuja. Queen Mandy from Abuja. Boy Chase, my artist, is the first to be known in Abuja as an Abuja artist before Udumodu Black. The Abuja communities need to wake up. The only thing Lagos music have is they have the ears. They have the people listening to them. The Abuja market, nobody's listening to us. You all come from Abuja, they don't know how to do music, but really the good music also comes out from anywhere. You can be anywhere. So and the music rating now is very low. But we are looking at bringing it up to speed. In this 2024 will be a great year to see if we can get a 50% share of the market in Lagos or 65%, regardlessly. Let's just have an increase in the audience in the market, in the music industry in Abuja. The ears, people are listening. And those people that are listening, you just don't listen. You pay for what you are listening to. In Abuja, you don't pay, you just feel and see an artist. You don't want to pay, artist, good way. But in Lagos, before you come an artist, you have to pay to listen. Even you are coming to drink, whatever it is, you pay. So it's so commercialized in Lagos. So why do you think I will make I'll make a name now? I'll remain where they won't be paying me. What's now the important? I actually travel. I need to go to where the money I have to start rolling in. So until we start to pay for what we are listening to, or what we love, what we are the song, whatever you are, once you start paying, that is when the market in Abuja will start picking up. But let me make you understand when I say when you start paying. Let me further digress. A club owner in Abuja will not pay an artist for club appearance. He will say he's trying to help him, nobody knows him. In Lagos, does not work like that. Even you're an underground artist, as long as I'm coming to even sit in your club, you pay me. As cheap as that, not to talk about other endorsements and other opportunities. In Abuja, they have the companies here. But if they want to endorse an artist, they will fly to Lagos, bring him in and spend a lot of money. It's just so, let me just tell you, the same politics that is happening in the government, in the political space, or in our social space, whatever, the politics that is happening in the political space, that is, the politics in the music is worse than that. If you are saying corruption is in politics, blah, 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 the corruption in the music industry is goddamn worse than that. Politics, another system, livelihood, you can trace wherever fund is going to, wherever you are putting. In music, in this industry, you can't trace, no matter what you spend, you can't trace it. It's gone. And nobody explained to anybody. My first artist is from Delta, which is Chase. It's not from Abuja. But he was brought down here. And he's an Abuja boy today. And Lagos boy. Second artist was brought from Adamawa. So if you are talking about, we work like that. Talent does not hide. Wherever you are, we'll locate you. If you like, you've been, as long as you are in the shore of Nigeria, logging record will locate you. It does not matter. Consistency is the key, number one, and experience is the master and king of all. I will not tell them that whatever I tell them is waste of time. If you don't make a mistake, you don't know where you are going to. I'm an African man that speaks. I'm a realistic person. I don't use. My political ideology is more of realistic view, not an ideologic view. So I will tell you the bitter cake. You take it and you sleep with it. You make a mistake, right? When we first floated Abma piping, we had some good finance and all that. But people keep telling us, invest and do that. We ignored. Because we have not had the experience of what they are warning us against, we made the mistake. So, but making the mistake is just the lesson. You have to make a mistake. Then from the mistake you made, you learn to grow. But once you grow from that mistake, my brother, I'm telling you, it's no turning back. But for the young people, I will not stop you. You make a mistake. If I tell you, go do like this, you want to try something from that is your own idea. But once you try that thing, I bet you the only advice I have for you, do it again. Whatever you have done before, do it again. And you see the second time you come for it, you do it better. From Kwara State, I grew up in Abuja FCT, all my primary, secondary, part-time university here in Abuja. And I served here in Abuja in a construction company. Grew over time. I just knew when I was serving, I traveled a lot with the company, because the company was working with the Nigerian army and some Chinese abroad. So I was opportune to travel, see people as young as I was, communicate and close a lot of deals. So all this travel to the east, a lot of time I had some bosses from the east too that trained me. So over time, I combined a Chinese man and an Igbo man idea and input to a Yoruba man. So that has just formed me to what I am today. So stressful. UK is so stressful because your work is your partner. The people working for you are your family. Your family at home is your family. It's just so elaborated, so you have to strike a balance. There's no, as a man, you are born to have challenges, so you have to strike a balance between your work, your kids at home, your staff, internal politics, so it won't affect your businesses, especially this business that we have 1, 2, 3 like that. You have to strike the balance across all forms. It's not easy, but Allah is in control. Nigerians in abroad, come back. That's the really advice I have. Now, you leave your country. Let me give you a simple analysis. You left Nigeria as a graduate. You don't have you will not be employed as a graduate over there. You'll be employed as a semi-skilled person. And as a semi-skilled person, you'll be paid between, depending on the country you are, you'll be paid between $1,500 to $3,000. That's the highest semi-skilled job you can get. Then, if you are in Euro or United Kingdom, about £1,500 to £3,000. That's the highest you can get paid for. And you do this work over years. You pay in a month, you pay your rent, your tax and everything. Your pay go home might not, you feed yourself, might not be less than $1,000 every month. We are here in Nigeria, you make more than $1 million for yourself as take home $2 million every month. Depends on what you are doing, but regardless, if we want to change the way we think about the Nigerians, we want to put a figure and make you feel like every Nigerian is making that money. No. But there are some businesses that you can sit here in this country and you make 2, 3, 4 million as a take-home money every month for yourself. So over years you stayed in abroad, you can't even acquire a land here back home, and you can't even buy a house there. No matter your 3,500 cannot give you a house there, and you are not entitled to any mortgage. You have to stay there over years. I don't know what you are saying. That I cannot even survive anywhere else outside this country. So my advice for people there is, okay, get the idea, come back home, let's see what we can do together. At least at today now, we can see ourselves as part of investors for good things in this country. If we see people that have good idea and have good things to do with us here, we are ready to partake. We're ready to develop the nation in our own way. Website, log apartment, Instagram, log apartment, anything log in. If you just say log, once you go to any of those social media, you just type log in, they will give you suggestion. You know if it's login, you want to check in. If you want to check log apartment, if you want to check log wears, we are into clothing too. You see our clothing lines, we style for our artists ourselves. We sell for people. See my shirts, my cap, they're all log products. We sell notifs and all that. So anything log, when you check on any of social media platform, you see log contact.
Hello viewers, welcome back to your program. Like you've heard from my guest today, he took out time to elaborate on the importance and the contribution of log apartment in the housing sector. He also used the opportunity to assure Nigerians out there that log apartment is unique and different from other real estate developer out there due to their style of construction and also what they give out to their customer, in which most of their customers have said a lot of positive testimony concerning log apartment. And also in the aspects of the logging records, their artist are one of the best in Abuja. There has been entertaining the people of Abuja with nice and good music out there. And also I want to use the opportunity to urge every one of you out there, if you want to know more and also patronize Amber Group of Company, take our time to visit their social media handle. Till I come your way again, I remain host Joseph Uzuakbondubolojo. Bye for now.